Um, Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 80 of our D&D campaign, Seregen and Company. Uh, I am the Wombat of DM, and with me I have these these five minus one fantastic people, um, who are here to play tonight. I am also distracted by Amelia, my cat who's here, and she sees me in the camera feed of my OBS, and she keeps pawing at me. It's really cute.
Wait
Um,
till she sees herself.
yeah, yeah, that's true. So while I'm distracted by that, let's let you folks introduce yourselves.
Okay. Hello, I am the Banewall, and I will be playing Belzian Gilcus, who, if you are like a demon or a bad guy, he will punch and kick you in the body and also the face. Yeah.
I'm Amadeus, and I play Roger Mays, Wood Elf Assassin. Wood Elf Assassin? Yes, he would.
I'm Jaeger. I play Jorvik Venisonbringer. So,
I'm Atomic. I play Zippo, the Cobalt Sorcerer. And I had an amazing plan for the boat because if people I don't like go across it, I can blow said boats up.
So that needs some context to it. So let's get into what happened last time. um, so the party has been kind of planning for the army who is on its way to Licht. But don't worry, it's not a bad army that they're trying to defend the town against. It's an army that they want, because they have basically gotten this army to come out to follow them into the Great West, the Great East, yeah, Great East, um, where they will exact uh, uh, I guess not revenge technically, but like exact punishment on those who have invaded um, this plane of existence. Um, so I guess to summarize what happened last time, anybody want to talk about it or what we're kind of currently working on?
I think we all have a bunch of different things going on.
Stop biting my
Roger is building
buttons.
a road.
Yep, a road to Terra Badia.
Heh. Well, we're going south of Licht to help assuage Lord Dara's concerns about the army collapsing his bridge, and also perhaps to keep the army out of the town proper for a variety of reasons. And they might appreciate the infrastructure later.
You should make a toll bridge and we can become rich.
I don't know if Marius would tolerate that. I even used the Canadian phrasing.
We have the perfect troll to put underneath our bridge, though.
We do.
I love that. That's great. Inspiration.
In the meantime, Belzian's looking at renting a community center or some kind of church or building with a large hall to give general martial training to people.
yeah, and Jorvik is assisting with that, trying to teach the masses the fine art of archery, or just how to lob arrows over the walls and not shoot themselves in the foot.
All right. Anybody else have anything to add before we get started?
Not I.
I'm good.
I am okay.
All right. Then shall we begin? So basically, we have about 3 days before the army arrives. So the majority of the session, I would like to make sure that those days pass. We kind of have a gist of what overall things are going to happen. And I'm going to have some rules for that. For Belzian and Yarvik, you're both working together to do a specific task. So I'd like you to roll 3d20s with advantage, so technically 6.
Whoa.
One for each day.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, that's 1. 2. Okay. So
I like this trend. This is a nice trend.
yeah, so I'm going to kind of summarize that aspect of things. Obviously, other things can happen or maybe even distract from this. But think of it this way. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was confused by the symbol adjacent to the... Got it. Okay. So basically, the folks that you get to train, they return all 3 days, and at first they are really piss poor, right? They just aren't really getting it, and you're feeling quite demoralized by the whole process. Uh, there wasn't one person that hit a target the entire time. You barely got them holding the arrow, the bows right. In fact, you had a few people get injured, so people got hit, just no targets. The second day, it was kind of all right. Some people started picking it up, and then on the third day, it started taking off, and you're feeling a little bit better about how things are going. So, I think the brothers Yarvik are fairly at first they kind of don't know how to feel about being utilized to kind of teach people how to train. I'm sure you've probably also used regular arrows, but at some point you've probably brought out the brothers to kind of show off and show what can really happen when you use the bow well, correct?
Yeah, we're not gonna use the gang for regular training, but
Right.
to demonstrate what they may see on the battlefield,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of things that they may be exposed to. That's what I would use them.
And you've at least used Deegan as the bow to shoot with, even if you've used regular arrows. So, all in all, the brothers aren't sure how to feel about being used to train people at first, but they kind of get into it after a while, and you kind of get a feeling that they've never been used in this way for purposes other than for fighting, and they kind of you kind of get some good feels from that, if you will.
That's good. They're seeing that there is more to life and maybe a little bit more willing to change the era of their ways.
Or the ire of their ways, if you speak historically. So yeah, and I know I framed that pretty much with just arrows. Belzian, it's kind of a similar feel, right? People are like spraining their wrists, just doing basic punches or basic, um, fighting styles, tripping over themselves. A few people want to go straight into the hard stuff and end up, hurting each other, stuff like that. So, you kind of get a feel for it yourselves as you go through. So it's as much a learning for them as for you. Until the third day, you feel like some of these folks probably could defend themselves. Not all of them, but yeah. You feel better about the town's ability to defend itself than before. How much that is, I can't really give you that number or qualification, but you've definitely contributed to the greater good. you feel satisfied
Awesome.
with your work.
Instead of dying in 1 second, they'll die in 2 seconds.
Yes, something like that. Ugh. I have a cat that is completely unconscious in my lap. Oh, no, she woke up. I talked about it. All right.
You're kind of locked down at that point. There's not really much you can do.
Right.
Yeah, this is your life now.
This is my life. Okay. So that being said, Roger, there were a few things for you to think about between last session and this one. Any progress on any of that? I think today's the day.
I mean, I was holding off on sending the information to Flames of Jane because we didn't know what their reaction was going to be.
Yes. But you still had wanted to give them something, right? You said you wanted to send it to them after you had a conversation with Ulrich and potentially modify some of it.
Yeah, I don't think I have any modifications to make.
Okay.
I might have extra information to tell them when I hand over my report.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I necessarily need to write that down.
Yeah. Okay. You could always let me know about that, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the extra information would just be he's already sworn an oath to this effect, right? And while it has been almost a month out of character, right? For Roger, it's been like a day or two, and he would remember the exact wording.
For sure. Yeah, I haven't. With jury duty, I haven't really had the time to summarize anything or look back too much. So, I mean, we can kind of discuss the intricacies of that some. But I kind of wanted to see about if you were interested in doing some of that today in terms of role playing instead of like an out of character thing.
Yeah, we could do that today.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I guess the question is, what day would you be handing the report over? Are you like waiting to the last minute to kind of minimize the amount of shit you have to sit in, or is it kind of more you're of the opinion of just get it out of the way? Nothing's going to be changing between then and now in terms of that decision.
I think Roger would like to wait.
Okay.
At the very least until we get confirmation from Lord Dara about the bridge and whether we are going to get one. Because we mentioned it and he seemed interested in making that happen, and it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And in the day that the 24 hours that you've spent working on the destination to and from the bridge, you haven't seen or heard from Lord Dara in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I think I'm going to wait till we have more information so that I can tell them things about what's going on with Lord Dara and that as well. Not that they necessarily don't already know.
Right.
But,
yeah. Is it more you want to tell them things or find out things from them?
I don't know if there's any information that like we're looking for that they would know.
I know you asked them to look into the gate. I don't know if there's anything else you've thought of that you want them to look into or not. I know I've asked you that a couple times. So
no, I haven't thought of anything else. Because really the information that we want to know is outside of Seregen. Like, what's the best way to get across Relic with an army? Or where can we stop along the way? That sort of thing. what assistance isn't already being provided as much as possible, that sort of thing. So, and there's no way that they have the answers to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I want to wait a little while longer. I definitely do want to do it whenever we know what our last day is going to be.
Okay.
But and if we're not sure as it gets closer to the army arriving, Roger will probably just go give the report. But I do want to wait a little bit on that at least.
Okay. Sorry, I was just checking her water to make sure it's good. Zippo, what is your plan? I know you were looking for elementals and didn't find any. What do you want to do
Yeah,
over the next couple
Zippo
days?
has for the next couple days. Zippo's probably going to wander. Excuse me. Wander a little bit outside of the walls, trying to summon elementals. You know, his thought process is that maybe the inside of the city probably not the best spot, so he's going to probably in the most Zippo fashion. He's going to walk around the outside of the walls in like more of the rural area, not like real far away, but like he's within running distance of the wall if he needs to be.
Yep.
But he's going to be going around as much as he can, just hollering in Aquan, Aaron, and Earthen. You know, the elemental languages, trying to summon whatever elementals he can.
Yeah. Okay.
His thought process was, well, they wouldn't be in the city, so maybe they're just guarding the outside of the city because elementals are cool like that. So,
All right. So you'll be kind of wandering around the outskirts on the eastern or western side of the city.
I feel like
Like the wild side or the civilized side?
the wild side for sure.
Okay, the east side then.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Ulrich had a few things on his plate, but most of them were much more inward focused instead of on the greater good of the town. Yeah, it seems like Roger's more oriented toward the greater good, and Ulrich's kind of figuring himself out right now, right? So I will continue along that train of thought for now until corrected, for whatever that means. We can kind of circle back once he gets here. So let's see here. Zippo, I'd like you to make a spot check.
Question real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have the rust bag of tricks. Would it be okay if like every morning, or you know, however many times he needs to, Zippo just draws from it to ride on the animal if it's big enough?
On which animal?
He's really just kind of seeing what the rust bag does. So I imagine he's probably on Brunhild, but he
Oh,
wants
I see.
to have the second
rust
animal as like a backup animal.
So
Like he has he's on Brunhild, but now he has a brown bear or a lion next to him too.
I guess the big thing is, I believe Zippo knows that when he uses the bag of tricks, that the contents of it, whatever's used, is not like returnable, right? That once he uses up a creature, that's it.
Oh, hold on. Let me double check that. Make sure. That's what Zippo would think. Let's see. Oh, I thought they were reusable because it just says once there are 3 are used in a day, they reset at the next dawn.
Oh, is that new? Has that been updated?
Yeah, and the legacy version has 3 charges. And then it says once 3 fuzzy objects have been pulled from the bag can't be used again until the next dawn.
Huh. That's cool. Yeah. So, is that 3.5 bag of tricks that are used up and they're done?
I don't remember. I don't typically use that sort of item.
Yeah. I'm gonna look real quick just because I am curious.
Yeah, I could be misunderstanding it.
No, that's
No,
good.
3.5 refreshes every week.
Okay. So much longer period of time.
But you can get so many animals per week.
Right. Okay. Well, cool. That's a little bit more useful than I thought it was. That's good.
Heck yeah.
I've got a bag of tricks right here. Um, it's weird being a new parent again. All right. So you're pulling from the rust. So are you gonna be doing like all three today, or just one?
I feel like Zippo is still learning it. He wouldn't want to like because I'm gonna imagine Zippo probably doesn't know they're reusable. Because unless the gnome would have
He's
identified it and
aware
told
of
him.
how to use it.
Okay, okay, I was making sure. Zippo would use one for now because he's on Brunhild, and he feels like if he has more around him, he probably will have less chance of, getting elementals to show up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead and roll a d8 for me.
I got an 8.
Okay. You got a brown bear.
Heck yeah.
That's great. All right. So what I will do is into the chat I will put the brown bear stats just so you have those. All right. Of course it's a brown bear. It's hilarious. Very on theme.
Heck yeah.
So all right. So you are wandering around in the wilds adjacent
Yes, sir.
town calling out to elementals in all 4 languages, right?
Yep.
All right. Give me a perception check, please.
Okay, and it being daylight outside, I imagine a disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay, making sure. I got a 10.
Okay. Okay. Could you roll me a perception check for Brunhild too?
Yeah. You want one from the bear as well, or no?
I got the bear.
Oh, okay. It won't let me click it, so I'll just roll a d20 and add 3. 12.
Okay. So are you riding Brunhild or the bear at this point?
I'd still be riding Brunhild at the moment, and I would just have the bear following beside us, kind of like it'd be a slow walk as Zippo's hollering. He'd be petting Brunhild with one hand and the bear with the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. So, the bear alerts to something to the east and begins kind of growling and kind of stomping its feet on the ground. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Zippo will definitely look in that direction.
Okay.
See if he can figure out what it's growling at.
You don't see anything yet.
Okay. Yeah, Zippo will
It's a fairly bright day out.
yeah. He'll get off Brunhild, that way in case he needs to have her run, he can. And he'll kind of stand next to the bear and have Brunhild kind of behind the bear. So he can use the bear as like, body block for her. And then he'll kind of just he'll keep looking in that direction, trying to see if something shows up.
Okay. I would like you to make one more check for me. Roll a d20.
Okay. 16 on the d20.
Thank you. Are bears medium or large?
The brown bear is large.
Okay, the brown bear stands on its hind legs and roars in the eastern direction, and you see something barreling toward you. So let's kind of talk about what it looks like. So you, what's your intelligence modifier?
Go back to it here. My intelligence modifier is a +2.
Okay. So with your 18, you as you see this creature barreling towards you, it's moving quite fast. Like faster than you could hope to move in around, for example. So it seems to be barreling directly at the three of you. And it has kind of what looks like a hardened carapace. And a mouth full of teeth with a spiky tongue that flicks in and out, almost like it's tasting the air as it barrels towards you eyelessly. It seems like the tongue is what is kind of what it uses to see. Since you see it coming and it knows where you are, I'd like you to roll initiative. All right. So everyone else, I'm going to have you on the field even though you're not here, just so that you can see, but also because it's just easier for me that way if anything ever changes, right? So, so Zippo, you see the creature out here, and initiative started about here.
Okay. That reminds me of one of the demons we saw.
Yes, it looks
Okay.
it looks like one of the demons that you saw from that appeared as the gate closed, the door, the portal into Licht.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So in the rings when Zippo, realizes what this is coming at us, Zippo will say, because I don't know if anybody can hear me. I don't know how far the other people or the party members are away from Zippo or how far Zippo walked out. Uh, he would in the rings be like, "Hey guys, demons are already here. One's running at me. Yeah, I'm gonna probably try to run because Brunhild's here, and I'm not trying to get her to die." And then once that, I assume I'm first on initiative, right?
Yes.
Okay. Going to double check something here.
Let me turn Brunhild and also Shade welcome in.
Sorry for my delay.
No problem.
Yeah, how far
Okay.
are the rest of us from there?
So Zippo will be able to be heard from, I believe, everyone, even Roger. Roger, I don't think you're more than a mile out from the town, where you're at. I would say more like a half a mile. So you'll be hearing Zippo, just like everyone else.
I definitely won't be able to get there in time, but best of luck.
Okay. I have a plan. So The bear is a willing creature for me since I summoned it from my thing.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the plan, and I'm hoping it works. So Zippo is going to twin the spell Polymorph.
Okay.
He's going to hit the bear and Brunhild with it.
Okay.
He's going to turn the bear into a giant eagle, and he's going to turn Brunhild into a flying snake, so she's tiny and he can hold her in his hands.
Okay. And those are both beasts?
Yes. Both of them are beasts, and the eagle is the same challenge rating as the bear, so I can change it into it. And the snake is the same challenge rating as Brunhild, so I can change her into it.
Okay.
I will, since I cast a spell of first level or higher, my storm sorcery thing will allow me to then levitate onto the top of the eagle, and then I will then give it the command to dash and fly away. And it has a flight speed of 80 feet, so dashing would be 160.
Okay. Cool beans.
And I will be flying towards the closest party member that I can think of. So I imagine it would probably be in the general direction of Roger. He'd be the closest.
Roger
least that's
is
Zippo would
south of
think.
the city. You're much closer to the city itself.
Okay. Well,
So-
Zippo really doesn't feel like leading it back to the city.
Okay.
But he'll get close enough to the city that he's hoping by the time he gets closer to the city, maybe some of the party members are coming out.
Okay. So you basically see it, say, oh shit, touch both of the animals and turn them into a variety of creatures and then take off.
Yeah.
Moving 160 feet away, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. How high are you flying? Like, how much of this is upward versus outward?
I would say Zippo, because just at a quick glance that Zippo would have at it, he wouldn't think it has much flying capabilities, which could be definitely wrong. But he is going to go probably like, I'm going to say a safe 50 feet up and then the rest out.
Okay.
And okay, I don't know if I can do this, but I would like to try to slip tiny snake Brunhild into my bag while we're flying, or if that would be considered an action.
I would say this round you could see if she could move into the bag, but you wouldn't be putting her in.
Okay, yeah, Zippo will see if he can convince tell Snake Brunhild to go into the bag, and then or a bag on his hip, because she's tiny, she could probably fit into a regular bag, if not his bag of boarding. But just something so if he needs to have a free hand, he can without worrying about dropping her.
Yeah, so while your kind of orders to the bear are fairly simple, the bear, I mean, mental abilities has the mental abilities of a giant eagle at this
Yeah.
point. Still keeps the personality of the bear, which isn't really much of one, right? Just kind of right now is you haven't really vibed with it yet. It's just but it's able to more or less do what you want, but it's kind of a it's not a perfect process, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to get great maneuverability. You're also riding on this creature that doesn't have a saddle, and you don't have really the training. The last time you were on a flying beast, you were, strapped down and expertly handled. This is very opposite of this, right? Neither the bear nor you really know how this works. So, what I'd like you to do is, well, first of all, that's one of the reasons why I was saying Brunhild's not really is gonna have to take the action. It's not gonna be you because you're basically gonna be spending most of your time just trying to stay on this thing.
Yeah.
So you've already taken so your move action is the levitate. That was a bonus, correct?
Yeah, it was a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bonus action when I cast a spell of, any level of first or higher, I can levitate.
Okay. So, let's do, I guess, a athletics or reflex to see if you stay on the bird as it flies off with such speed.
$21.
Okay, you stay on. All right, so you kind of hold on for dear life, and some of your instincts from flying the rocks for a couple weeks kick in, or a couple days at least. And you manage to kind of hold on and imprecisely guide this giant bird south toward the edge of town, looking for Roger in his work. Roger, this is the second day, so I think you're kind of filling out the work that you did yesterday, feeling out the road, correct?
Yep.
All right. So you find Roger. I'll move to the bigger map. You leave the creature behind. It is moving straight toward your direction as you kind of leave it behind. So it seems, even though you're in the air, you're not leaving any prints. It's still kind of perfectly moving in your direction. So, nope, wrong one. I wanted the licked map. All right.
Saying Roger would be over here somewhere.
Yes. All right. So while Zippo's flying toward Roger, what is the rest of the group doing? So, from hearing this information, I should say.
Well, through the rings, I think we would probably be like, "You good there, friend?"
Yeah, I got away. It's definitely coming after me, though. I think it has some kind of sensory ability, and it kind of latched onto my, smell, magic. I don't really know how demons work. So it definitely knows what direction I'm in, and was, last I checked, 100% hitting in said direction.
What did this demon look like?
It was the one that kind of looked like a buffer version of Brunhild, but it had no eyes and a really weird tongue.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Ah, the big ugly one.
Yeah, I don't remember if the rest of the party saw the demons through the gate or not.
You're the only one.
Okay. Yeah, so Zippo's explaining it as if you should have saw it.
Yes.
You saw your doodles.
And okay, so it looks like a dog with a long tongue.
Yeah. Pretty big though. Pretty big. About the size of a bear.
And it's coming this way, you say?
Yeah, and I'm gonna assume the other two demons aren't very far behind it. I mean, hell, one of them should have probably been faster than it. It had wings. I thought it could fly. And as saying that, Zippo's definitely gonna be looking behind him now.
Okay.
Coming here was a good idea. We'd want to lead them away from the city. And Roger will broadcast out to the rest of the party. Can you guys come out the west gate and meet us outside the city? We may need to fight some demons, and I don't want to do it at the city walls.
I'm coming around the east side, by the way.
Oh, you're coming around the east? Oh, hold up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he might have been out, so he's gonna go through the city.
Can you share your coordinates in the group chat?
I thought you were around on this side and coming up close to where I am personally, not literally on the opposite side of the city with an entire river in the way.
I see the city. I mean, would it be preferred for me to go over the city, or?
I just don't know if I can get there in time. Dara hasn't built that bridge yet.
Ulrich could and will find Steed and can fucking race to the north.
Wombat, how long would it take Roger to get there with the wings of flying?
What's the speed of them?
60-foot fly speed.
Okay. Well, it's better than walking.
But I can only keep it up for an hour.
Yeah, you'd be able to get there within an hour.
Nice.
All right,
Probably
Roger
less.
will drop what he's doing, activate the wings, and take off around the south side of the city. Or actually, if Zippo's literally on the opposite side, where are we meeting?
Where do you guys want to meet? Do you want me to stay on this side so the demon doesn't come near town, or
Honestly, head towards Adventurer's Rest.
Yeah, do you think there'd be
Probably
any-
there will be more people who can help us deal with it there.
Some adventurers, perhaps? Plus, we know the way to get there from most points in the city, probably.
Yeah.
that math adds up to me?
Okay.
And
Belzian
Roger
is going to find speed.
Yep, I will book it there on my wings of flying. Just straight in that direction.
I would offer Yarvik to be like backpack Yoda.
Sweet. I can shoot from your shoulders. Actually, probably
The
just
Mandalorian.
So you'll be able to get a mile and 13 in about 10 minutes. So
Me?
yeah, so you'll
Yeah, that
definitely
checks
be
out.
able to catch up.
Okay, sweet. I'd say according to the rings, we can't be more than a mile away.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll tell Zippo 10-ish minutes for me to get there then.
Okay.
So Ulrich is going to. I'm just going to sound the alarm here in Adventurer's Rest and then head north. I figure people should know rather than it be a surprise, right? Others are good with that.
Yeah.
Sound the alarm to the guards. Maybe try and keep the maybe try not to make a big disturbance amongst the normal folk of the city. Definitely let the people in Adventurers Rest know that something might be coming right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like Ulrich's gonna run through here. If he spots anyone that was in the Adventurers Guild that he saw when we were like being inaugurated, he'll ask them to go get the guard and then race this way.
Sure.
On his
So
horse.
I guess one thing that I'll ask prior to that, excuse me, is there anything that Ulrich would have been doing this time of day rather than hanging out in Adventurer's Rest? Just because the rest of the group did kind of establish what they were doing, but you were out. So I will kind of take into account that this is where you're going to do those things, but you might be at a different point in the city prior
of course.
to.
Apologies.
No, you're fine.
I believe Ulrich was, because we were preparing for the rest of the group to come. Did I write something down? I did, I believe. To remind myself, there was something. Ulrich. He was going to feed the night before the army arrived, just to be his most human. That was the only big note. Otherwise, I think Ulrich would have at some point maybe tried to just get Dara to commit a little bit more to the whole idea of just facilitating the army's march as much as possible.
Yeah. Roger's doing his part. You're trying to get the other part happening too.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will keep that in mind, and perhaps we can roleplay that post this whole interaction. where you're kind of talking to Dara and getting that whole side of things, because of course he's going to let you in, being a lord. But I would say this would probably be at some point after that,
Okay.
unless you were taking your sweet time going to visit him, which I
No,
don't see. Right? I think that's
yeah,
the first.
Ulrich would absolutely hurry on this. And I would say the only other thing that, aside from feeding the night before and things like that, he did ask the guildmaster if, as a potential kind of artificer or artifice-minded individual, to maybe help him with his feeding issue. So
Right, which you kind of have discussed previously. So,
yeah,
one thing I will do for that, so Erasmus has his instructions. So if there's anything that you'd like to reach out to him on regarding that, as long as you kind of tell me what those interactions kind of amount to, feel free to reach out to him and roleplay that. I'd love to see it. Um, uh, I can even have him pop in if you're more comfortable doing it that way. But ultimately, yeah, that's all good stuff. All right, so let's say you're on your way back from the keep, and kind of figuring out what's next, and you get this message from Zippo, so you kind of rush through the gate. I believe you're letting the guards know at the gate, and then the Adventurers Rest as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're sounding the alarm. You let people know. The guards begin calling people in. They're preparing to defend the gate and close it. You can see one of the guards up top is rushing along the wall to the other gate just in case, probably to close that one as well and bring people inside from out. So there's basically a call for anyone who's outside the gate to get in. And I guess you're probably letting them know you'll let Adventurers Rest know? Or are you telling them what else you're doing?
I mean, letting Adventurers Rest know, calling for any warriors to join me to the north.
Okay. Belzian and Yarvik, while that's going on, what are you doing? Are you going to come and join the fray, or are you sticking to your warehouse?
Let's just hang out in the warehouse because we're adventurers. Belzian can run faster than Yarvik, probably. No offense.
You
I think we
absolutely
agreed
can.
to join the fray, but we're gonna use Yoda backpack system, some kind of.
Oh right, I did hear that.
Piggyback.
Yes.
How much does Yarvik weigh? I know you're not supposed to ask that, but
That is a good question. I have no idea.
I
How
guess
much a halfling weighs plus a backpack?
okay. Belzian doesn't have much in way of
Look.
apparel, but he also has 21 strength, so he's probably strong enough.
Say so. I wouldn't even know where to go to look for.
But if it's agreeable, I would carry Yarvik all the way across town.
Sure, let's.
Destination Adventurers Rest.
Okay. And you move at how fast around?
Dashing, Belzian can do 100 feet.
Nice. So you're gonna take each round as a dash?
Yeah, let's see how long that'll take. Every second round, I can also use Step of the Wind as a bonus action. Wait, no, not that one. Not Step of the Wind. Did they change it? I'm pretty sure there was a way to run faster, but
Oh, wait, 60 feet is just my base fly speed. That's not counting dashing or rogue bonus action dashing.
Yeah. So you could probably get there pretty quick.
I could move triple that speed.
I'll burn a few steps of the wind as well.
Avengers Assemble is what I'm getting here.
Yeah, we're all converging on the east gate here.
Okay, so Zippo, you're leading this thing toward the east gate. Roger, you're flying over the city to kind of meet with them. Zippo and Belzian, or sorry, Yarvik and Belzian kind of beeline it to the east gate. You see that they're preparing to close the east gate before you are able to get out. Are you going to tell them to hold the gate before you leave?
Can I try to slide under the closing gate like it's a garage door?
Sure. They are, unfortunately, instead of going down, it's actually two big doors with a brace. So it's not a portcullis style. It's a thick wooden door with metal bands, and then a piece of wood that kind of braces it.
But a thick door has to be held up by a thick wall, which I plan on running up. Just avoid the door altogether.
Okay. You walk up the door, or up the wall, and down the other side.
Yay!
The guard that sees you coming says, "Oh, watch this. He's done this before." Yup. There he goes.
Excellent.
The other guard next to him goes, "He's never seen such things before."
Belzian gives a thumbs up.
Ulrich, you burst into Adventurer's Rest and let them know what. Feel free to roleplay.
Yeah, everyone, anyone who can fucking carry a weapon, head to the north. We got demons.
So as you kind of gather folks, there's a few people in there. I would say probably around 7 or 8 people, including Gideon. Wolfgang is not currently at the guild. The guild members that are there, however, seem like they're gathering items in order to defend based on your demand, and begin kind of heading back out. Do you turn around and kind of lead them out, or are you going to just kind of keep going at that point?
I mean, Ulrich isn't going to wait for them. He's got to run.
Okay. One of them asks, "Do you know how many?"
I think there are 3. As he races out.
They kind of falter us for a moment, and kind of move out around Adventurer's Rest and kind of are looking out to the north, watching you, and kind of turning into defensive position. And you say, "Do you need us if there's 3?"
Ulrich will
obviously kind of looking to defend rather than go on the offensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, this might be there might be credit to this, right? There's a lot of folks that are kind of banding to defend the gate. Adventurer's Rest is outside of it. I think you kind of get the sense that if there's danger nearby, they're kind of the first line of defense for Adventurer's Rest.
Yeah, of course. And Ulrich says, "Make the decisions you need to make. If you want to take him on head on, this is the way. If not, defend your city. And hurries on.
Okay. Gideon obviously stays. He kind of cheers you on as you leave. And then the others kind of take Gideon's action to heart and kind of stick with him, for better or worse, as you head north.
All right.
All right. All right. So various amounts of people are kind of converging here. So I'm going to pick the battlefield. We're gonna say Zippo, you're about there. You've Yarvik and Belzian, you get through the gate, and you're not too far behind Ulrich, who's on foot. You kind of catch up to him fairly close to where the converging point is. And then Roger, with the greatest amount of distance, but also the fastest steed, except for Zippo, of course, with his 160 move. Actually, no, you can beat that, right? With
he like
32.
triple dash.
The dash,
824?
bonus action dash and move. I'm got 180 feet per round
180.
at that speed. 60, 60, and 60.
60. Yeah, I was doing 80.
Actually, it doubles like stacking doubles. So if you dash, then bonus action dash should be 120, 240.
No, that doesn't
I've
work
always
like
played
that.
with it like that.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah,
Well, Well, I have some bad news to tell to my monk next time I run a game. That's how we've been working it. This man got up to like 780 move speed. I was like, damn.
If you keep
Holy
doubling it,
guacamole.
it does get big, but that's not how it works.
Well, you learn something new every day.
It's true.
I mean, we doubled a lot of demons at one point, and they got to pretty big numbers, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, I'm gonna move you to the battlefield and set things up, to kind of set the scene. So out of curiosity, Zippo, just so I can save some time one way or the other, are you going to keep the polymorphs up for the entire time?
No, as soon as Zippo's like getting close to the party,
Yeah.
or wherever we're gonna meet up, he'll land the eagle, and he'll put Brunhild into the correct bag, the bag of boarding, as the tiny snake, so she could fly in there, and then he'll drop the polymorph. That way, he doesn't have to worry about struggling to get her in there.
Sure. And
That
the
way,
bear's
she's
staying the
100%
bear?
safe, and the bear stay in the bear. Yep, it's
Okay.
sitting right next to me. It's gonna be my tank if it comes after me while the rest of the party's here.
Got it. Ulrich, there is a axe on the screen for you when you summon your spiritual weapon. If you do,
I don't have control of it, but I see it.
okay, you will in a moment.
Yep.
There you go. And let me give you control of the sea bear, and I'll just get rid of Brunhild. She'll just be in the other corner. Okay. Feel free to assemble yourselves in a semblance of order. The creature is far enough behind Zippo that you can kind of prepare before it gets there. And even move up to meet it if you'd like. So, what's the plan?
I think we should surround this creature and hit it until its HP is 0.
It's a pretty good plan.
Cool.
Or should we make some kind of funnel system where it just runs into its well-planned demise?
I think
I'm
we
a big fan of Attack It to Death.
You know, I'm really just hoping it's stupid. It looks like an animal, so I'm gonna hope it's as smart as an animal, and I can, just stun it to death.
We will try.
These demons are wily.
Okay,
Oh, Roger's not here on the battlefield yet.
you're not there? Yeah, you are.
That's Zippo.
You're right here.
Oh, okay. Zippo is underneath me,
I
or other way around.
was on your shoulders, Gotta get a height advantage.
I'm still flying. I've got these wings for a whole hour.
You do.
That's valid.
I will be sitting up out of melee range on the ground.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I probably should have done that too, but oh well.
Roger,
I
are
like
you
the
an
thought of
angel?
Zippo being able to use the bears on meat shield.
All right, being what it is, and we know the throes of battle. Why don't you all of you roll me some initiative, please?
No, I didn't have my token selected.
Oh, same.
I have failed.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Feel free to read them out to me then, please.
17 for Roger.
Okay.
8 for Belzian.
All right.
14 for Ulrich and Jaeger, and 12 for Zippo. Just to
12 for Zippo. All right, so just to kind of get an idea of things, this is our spread, right? Zippo, you're waiting by your bear. Roger, you're in the air. How high?
Let's say 60 feet.
Okay, so you're currently in the air. You're not waiting to go into the air. You're currently in the air, correct?
Yeah, I flew here, so I would still be flying.
Okay. Yarvik, you're below Roger and to the right on the ground. Bow drawn.
Yep.
And Ulrich, you're kind of to the side with Belzian, kind of to pincer if needed.
Yep, astride my warhorse.
Okay. Yep. You grabbed the warhorse from.
I summoned it. Fine
Okay.
steed.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So the canalith comes into view up ahead. Roger, I'd like you to make a DC 14 save.
Which kind of save?
Charisma.
Charisma save.
Yes.
Well, that was staggeringly unlikely, but I will take it. 20.
Okay.
Not a natural 20, but
Yarvik and Zippo and Bear, please roll that as well. Actually, you said you're 60 feet up?
yeah, I'm 60 feet up.
Never mind.
Oh. Well, I rolled really well.
No. You're getting hit, but the other two don't need to. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I rolled Christ. The first one. Disregard the second one. The first one.
I'll disregard both. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah, y'all. Good news, y'all aren't getting caught in what everything is hitting me.
Yes.
That's my
So,
boy.
you feel, you kind of feel the wind turn, and the sky grows a little darker around you. And by around you, I mean like in the area around you, not just like specifically where you're flying. You take okay. Give me 1 second. Half of 32, 16. 16 points of damage.
What kind of damage?
It is necrotic.
Okay, 16 necrotic damage. Bam.
Okay. So, you the air turns stale and you kind of for a moment feel depressed. You know, all the things that you're worried about right now, they feel like all of those things that you're worried about are going to come true. You kind of shake it off and you know better, but for that those thoughts just start to eat at you, even despite you saving whatever this is. And you kind of that's kind of what you got going on. You do not know where it came from. It just kind of came
Gotcha.
over you.
Yep.
That being said, it's your turn now.
It is my turn. Well, this man over here, as far as we can tell, has not gotten a turn in combat yet, so I'm gonna assassinate.
All right. Can you shoot that far?
It's a longbow, so yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
If not, I will move 60 feet forward
Sure.
and then do it. Let's double check our range on a longbow. 150 foot range. So yeah.
Should be good.
And assassinate. Does that give me advantage here or no? Advantage on attack rolls against a creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. You should not be surprised, so I won't get a critical hit. But nope.
Yeah,
no,
he's not surprised.
Yep. So I will get advantage to attack, though. Does a 22 hit?
22 does not. Yes, it does hit.
It does.
It
Okay.
does.
Excellent. And damage. And sneak attack, because we had advantage. So a total of 29 damage, plus some acid. 5 acid damage
Okay.
on top of that.
So you Shade, remind me again what resistance does.
Halves the damage.
Halves. Okay, what's half of 29?
Half
15.
of depending if we're rounding up or down.
So are these normal arrows with acid or are these magic arrows?
The longbow is magic, which in third edition at least passed the enhancement bonus onto the arrows. I don't know how that works in 5e, but I assume it's the same.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not piercing; it's magic. In other words, correct?
It is both magical and piercing.
Yep.
So if they have resistance that's overcome by magical weapons, this overcomes it. If they have resistance that if they just have straight up resistance to piercing, they still resist it.
Yeah, it's piercing from non-magical, so we're good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. In that case, 34 in total, unless they have resistance to acid.
So you watch as the arrow kind of punctures this creature from afar, which is disgusting looking. It's It looks like a naked mole rat in armor with a tongue that flicks out like a snake, but it's spiked. The acid kind of showers onto the creature and stays on. It doesn't even like sizzle. It almost seems to like just kind of run off of this creature's armored carapace, and
All right, so
sizzles
it's
on the
immune to
ground.
acid.
Yeah.
or at least getting the vibe of it might be immune to acid.
All right. Anything else?
I'm going to move up forward some,
Okay.
both to distance myself from the party in case of AoEs, but I am going to stay 60 feet in the air.
Okay.
I don't really have anything useful to do with my bonus action, I don't think.
I'm putting 60 feet next to you just so that we know where you are above the ground. Okay.
Okay. I did put it on one of the little things if you click on my icon, but I guess that's not
Oh.
visible immediately.
Yeah,
so,
that's fair.
however
both.
you want to
we'll
do
do
it.
both.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not both?
I don't think I have anything useful to do with my bonus action, so I think that's going to be my turn.
Okay. Next up is Ulrich. Oh, Yarvik, you're on deck.
All right. Ulrich is on his horse, so that has a speed of 60. Ulrich will go right there. So that's 3 in front of you. 4 in front of you. He is going to. And we only see the one, so but Zabo reported 3 total, correct?
Correct.
All right. He is going to. Can't do that. Gotta do a spell. Bonus action. Spirit Shroud, I think. Which I will. Display, but essentially he's going to have a kind of this aura of a sort. Any attacks that he makes deals a little bit of extra damage, and any creature that I can see that it starts its turn within 10 feet of me has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Nice.
So, any creature that you can see that starts its turn. Okay, so any creature. Great. So that's a bonus action, and then as an action, fuck it, he'll dash. And that's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, look at that. It starts its turn within 10 feet of me.
Yeah.
So it now has that going for it.
Sorry, I'm hissing it. Amelia, I can shoot chewing on wires again.
No worries.
Okay. So you get up to it. You can't attack it, but you're at least there.
Yeah, I believe that's all accurate. It's been a while since I've done mounted combat, but
Feel free to research.
Okay. controlling mount. While you're mounted, you have two options. You can either control the mount or allow it to act independently. It is an intelligent creature, so it can act independently. I'm just going to say that that's what he's doing, and that's it.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Yarvik.
Yarvik. We're just gonna head over this way.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to shoot. Let's I'm gonna do sharpshooter, so that'll be a -5 to hit for a potential +10 to damage. Sharpshooter also does allow me to disregard range penalty. So
Okay. Because you got a short bow.
yep. But attacking from range does not impose disadvantage on your ranged weapon attack rolls and your ranged weapon attacks. Ignore half cover, blah blah blah. And we're going to be using Black Arrow for an additional 1d6 should I hit.
1d6 what?
That will be force damage.
Copy that.
Hold on, I'm on my laptop, so I have to switch back and forth between the two tabs here. Hold on.
Yep, you're good.
So that would be 14.
Okay.
I don't know how to get it to do the math, so it shows that on the screen, but
So 19 to hit, 14 damage, you're saying?
no, 19 -5 because I elect
Okay, 14 to hit, you're saying.
14 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay. Next time we're going to try it. We'll try it without sharpshooter and just try to figure out kind of where its AC is here. Same attack.
Okay. $24.
24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Which arrow is this one? Since that was the first one was the black.
That was the black arrow also again. I mean, does it take, is there like I never asked, is there like a time delay?
Yeah, you get it back the next round, basically.
Okay, so I can't use the black one. I'll just use the next one down the. It's green, which would be 1d8 sonic damage.
Okay.
So it looks like it rolled. Looks like it rolled the damage already. 13 piercing damage, and then an addition d8 of sonic damage.
So potentially 21.
Yep.
Copy that.
And that is it for Yarvik's turn.
Okay, Zippo.
Zippo going to throw some spells. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so I have enough range on all the spells I thought I wanted to do. So we're safe on that part. Yes, I think I do. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Just to test the waters for resistance ways, I'm going to shoot a firebolt at it.
Okay.
20 to hit.
20 hits.
20 fire damage.
Okay. The fire seems to hit it, but it's hitting, the hardness of its shell. It doesn't seem to be, scorching it as hard as you'd think it would.
Okay. Okay. That's all Zippo can do action wise. He is going to move. Actually, he's gonna stay where he's at.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all for Zippo.
Okay. It's the creature's turn. So Shade, what have you done to the creature?
It's so essentially I've got a concentration spell on right now. I can hurt it a little bit more, but more importantly, right now, if it starts its turn within 10 feet of me, its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. So its speed's reduced.
Yep, I don't imagine it's going to go far.
No, it's not. It's gonna close on. Actually, you know what? This is where's the reach? Okay, yeah, it's gonna close on you.
Mhm.
Actually, no, it is not. It is not indeed.
Okay.
In fact, okay, Amelia, you need to stop. You need to stop. Yeah, you stay in there. You stay in there. Okay. It has plenty of movement still. It's gonna come over here. Kind of like side moving away from you. It goes to about here and kind of wags its tongue in the air. And then it kind of twirls around and then lashes out toward you and reaches an impossibly long distance out at you and attacks you with its tongue from 30 feet away.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 14.
Will not hit Ulrich.
Okay, so it kind of hits off of your armor and pings off and sucks back into its mouth in one fell swoop. So it's kind of like Ivy in Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
And then it kind of comes back and into its mouth. That being said, you notice as it moves into this direction, another creature that looks just like it come into view. Seemingly from nowhere.
Okay.
You notice behind it appears Amelia. Why can't I touch this thing? Did I put it in the wrong? Put it to the maps, and yes, I did. I want it in the token layer. There we go. Behind it is a much bigger creature. All right, I think I have everything on the right layer. All right. So this creature seemingly comes appears out of nowhere, followed by the creature behind it, and looks like it's been moving because it's like mid-movement. It comes, it appears and continues moving in this direction toward the rest of the group. It's moving straight at Belzian. Or at least that's what the direction it's appearing right now. Actually, I believe that's within range. It is within range. Belzian, what's your AC?
Hello. 19.
I miss. All right.
I feel like something missed me.
So the tongue lashes out at you similarly to Ulrich, and comes back in.
Does it make a cool whip sound? Like,
It sounds more like a rattle as the spikes on the tongue kind of rub against each other as they can burst out and then rejoin. It's almost like a vibration thrum as it kind of constricts. Almost, it kind of reminds you of the rattle of a rattlesnake. All right, Belzian, your turn.
well, I think I'll have to do Belzian's version of lay on hands, which is just attacking. So I'm gonna give it some slaps with my magic hands.
How could you slap?
Right? Twice. Oh, geez. Come on. Where's the roll button? There we go. Ooh, good slaps. Well, one good slap at least.
All right, one's crit. The other makes it as well. So you have 2 hits. One's crit.
Wow.
So with crits, roll twice.
Your casting of Detect Armor class has got us more information.
So that's the first one, I guess.
17.
26.
Okay.
And then for a bonus action, Belzian will strike up a patient defense, which I will post. And that's all.
You can spend 1 key point to dodge action. All right. Sounds great.
Just punch it right in its face hole over and over again.
All right. Big guy goes for Ulrich. So this creature has 2 heads. Its arms look more like tentacles than arms. Hey. Okay. You're going in your crate. She's just in a teething mode right now. So yeah, its arms look more like tentacles. One of which the tentacles kind of, instead of a end in a hand, end in 3 like squiggling tentacles. The other is just one long tentacle. It doesn't seem to reach out to you, but it does scream with both of its heads at you.
Okay.
Okay, so make a DC 13 Wisdom.
Alright. That's a 20.
Nice. All right. Its screams fall on deaf ears as they frenziedly howl at you, and kind of gnash at you and challenge. One seems angry, the other chuckles mirthfully.
Is this a targeted effect or is it an area effect?
This is a area.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
sorry.
I'll roll
It's
for...
a target. It's a target. It's a target.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I will not roll for Horsey.
Yep. All right, that is the round. So top of the round. I'm going to start the top of the round, and then I think it's. I mean, we did start late. Do we want to go for a little bit longer? I'm kind of feeling the air also with Yarvik, since I know you've had a long day.
I think I'm probably about ready to go. I'm kind of struggling here. I think 18 hours of consciousness is catching up with.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so why don't we do our break now, and we'll say our goodnights to Yarvik in that time, and Yarvik, one of the other players can kind of roll for you in the meantime. Okay?
Yeah, that's cool. All we're doing is just shooting this thing. So
Yeah. You gotta shoot that thing.
pew 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 pew.
Okay, so folks, we will be right back with more of this. Don't go anywhere. We will see you real soon in 10 minutes. All right, we are back from the break. Welcome back, everyone. So it is the top of the round, so let's get started. Let's start with the person who is in the lead for initiative, which is none other than this fine character down at the bottom of the screen.
New demon, who it is?
So a demon appears next to you, Zippo. It seems to have just landed on the ground about 15 feet from you.
Oh,
Yep. This one is the third of the types of demons that you saw, for sure, without question.
I knew there was a fly in one.
Okay. So, it moves up to you and does a attack. Also, Amos, could you roll a d6 for me?
Five looks like.
Thank you.
Oh, it's this motherfucker who beat me in initiative.
Yep.
I will cast shield on the attack.
Okay. What does that bring it up to?
23.
What's your AC?
23.
Before that?
Oh, before shield, 18.
Okay. And is that shield one attack?
No, it's till the end of my turn, I think. Let's see here. Until the start of my next turn, actually.
Okay. And this was a bonus action or a
reaction.
Reactions? Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. Second attack. Both claws kind of come down onto the shield itself. Your shield. All right. Yeah. So your shield seems to do the trick. Yep. All right. You being in its presence feel two things. One, you kind of feel a yearning for more than what you have. And you also
Always.
Yeah, but it's even more so. If that's at all possible for you.
I got you. I got you.
And then secondly, you feel all of your things that you fear will happen, they become more relevant. Like, so you can play that up as you will, but anything that you've been worrying about recently, Brunhild passing away, you never getting to see Rift again before, the demons kill him. various other things. Maybe you'll never see a Dracolich. Somebody will take your stuff. Jordan, this, that, or the other thing. Those things just become even more of a worry to you. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. It flies up into the air. Another 30 feet up. Do you want to make an attack of opportunity?
Let's see here. I don't think I have the ability. I don't think I have Warcaster, so I can't make a cantrip as a.
Also, you have already used your reaction.
Also, that good
That
point.
too. Yep. So it just it moves up. All right. Amadeus.
It's Roger's turn. Well, there is only one eligible target for sneak attack. It's the one in front of Belzian. So I'm going to shoot that guy.
Okay.
And we roll. Does a 29 hit?
It does.
Hooray! God, I love the giant pile of dice. You've already said that they're not taking the acid damage, so I'm not even going to bother rolling it. 30 total damage from the longbow then.
Very nice.
And seeing how far this guy moved, I might try and not be right next to to that. I'm gonna fly over here and make him at least come a little ways this way if he wants to get over to me. And I'll stay 60 feet in the air. That's been pretty convenient.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Who's gonna play Yarvik today, by the way? You want me to?
I will need access to his character sheet if you want me to do him, but I could.
I think you have access to it.
It'd be the Archer Brigade.
Is it pinned somewhere?
It's the same campaign as your character.
Oh, I have to. That's right. We were talking about this last time. I have to figure out how to find it. There we go.
You got it?
Yes, I have located it.
I will let you be all things ranged then. Enjoy.
Okay, is it Yarvik's turn again?
It is not. It is Ulrich's, but I wanted to get there before we got there.
Yeah, I need to read his character sheet.
Sure. Ulrich, all you.
All right, Ulrich is going to just gonna make sure. Ulrich wants to be very careful because this thing has a reach of 10 feet, 15 feet. Is that true?
It certainly shouted at you in that way.
It shouted at me, right? But I'm just thinking 30. I mean, honestly, I guess I don't really need to move. Ulrich, as an action, is going to channel divinity. He needs these two wonderful, beautiful creatures to roll a wisdom DC 17 save.
Okay.
Oh,
Disregard my die roll.
Okay.
that scared the shit out of me. I was like, 24!
DC what?
DC 17.
They both make it.
All right. Hold on. Just gonna check to see if I. Yeah, no, guess not. As a bonus action, we'll go ahead and summon a little spiritual weapon at 3rd level, so that I have something happen in this turn. Ooh. And we're gonna have it attack. Yep, big guy, of course. Probably not gonna hit with a 19.
Let's see. For big guy,
Yeah.
19 hits.
Okay. In which case, we're going to do the hell. D&D Beyond, you should be doing better than that. Do it correctly. No, it sure did not. I only rolled the 1d8, so it needs another d8. So 15 force damage
15.
on that guy.
All right.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. 10, it did do it right. I forgot that it's every 2 levels on Spiritual Weapon. So just 10 force damage. My bad.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the turn.
All right. That damage seems to do less to it than you initially thought it might.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I said it did 10 and not 15.
Yes. Yep. All right. So, that being said, it is now Yarvik's turn.
I'm muted,
Yes.
but not any longer. He gets 2 attacks when he does an attack action, right?
Correct.
We hit with the 17. Sharpshooter is what, -5 plus 10. So I think I want to sharpshooter this guy with my first attack, the one in
Okay.
front of Belzian. So I have no idea if I can get this to roll correctly. How do I get sharpshooter to activate? You know, we'll just subtract 5 from the roll. So a 26.
Yep, 26.
And plus 10 damage would be 18.
Okay. And which you're just using a straight up arrow?
Yeah, regular arrow.
Okay.
I mean, the longbow is plus 2, so
yeah.
Does the demon in front of Belzian survive that?
It does.
Then we're gonna sharpshooter shoot it again. Again, -5 on that, so 17 to hit.
Okay.
And 24 damage if that hits.
All right, that does hit.
And I assume it's still up by the way that you said that.
It is absolutely.
Great. Do I want him to move? Honestly, his position's not terrible. I might shift him 5 feet north.
Okay.
And call it that.
Sounds good.
Does he have anything useful to do with his bonus action? Uh,
He's got he's got one thing that with his bonus action he can use like a winged dash. I think it's called Zephyr Strike.
yeah, and then I could have used Ensnaring Strike, I guess,
Yeah.
but nothing else really. Okay, no, that's it. That'll be his turn.
Okay. Zippo.
Okay, so I just wanted to confirm. Quicken spell doesn't let me cast 2 leveled spells in a turn. It just lets me cast a spell that takes an action as a bonus action, right?
Could you post Quicken just to make sure I'm interpreting the
'Cause
same way?
I wasn't sure if I ever went over it or not. Okay, it won't let me post it. Let me copy it.
Do you recall Shade?
In 5e, 2 leveled spells is not a thing.
Right.
Unless it's a reaction, a bonus action. So what you could do, for example, is take this and make a fireball and then cast a cantrip.
Okay, I thought that was how it worked. I just wanted to make sure I was thinking right.
Yeah, I think they may have modified that for D&D 2024. Cannot tell you for sure on that offhand, and I feel like it's similar to Baldur's Gate, where it's just like, yeah, whatever, spells, cast them.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to need the big demon to give me an intelligence save.
Yep, saw that coming.
The one that, not the big one, but the one that, flew over me.
The one that's by you, yeah.
Yeah. It's DC 17, by the way.
Okay. And this is intelligence?
Yep.
I pass.
Okay, so you're taking half damage. So 13, we round down.
All right.
Okay. And then I will quicken a firebolt at him. $18 to hit on the wing guy.
Hit.
14 fire damage.
Okay. 13, you said?
14 fire damage.
Okay.
13 for the psychic.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
Yeah, Zippo will get on the other side of his bear meat shield.
Okay.
And that's all I can do. My instruction to the bear, actually before my turn, is to protect me.
Okay.
So my hope is that it would, essentially between me and the biggest threat, which would obviously be the one closest to me. But if the bear takes it that way, I have no idea. That's just Zippo's instruction to it.
Sure. Okay. So that being said, it is now to the creature's turns. All right. So I'm gonna start with the one in front of Belzian. We're gonna do a bite attack.
Remember to roll your attacks with disadvantage.
And that's because of patient defense, right?
You got it. Here comes 220s. Oh.
Let me So disadvantage, right? And what's your AC right now?
Is 19.
Okay, I beat it. You get 22 damage. 7 of it is piercing, as its teeth from all angles of its mouth bite into you, and it kind of wraps its mouth around you and like with a pounding force, like concusses your arm as it bites into you, and does 15 additional force damage for a total of 22.
Yikes.
But
Spikes.
that's not all.
But wait, there's more.
It claws at you, but misses completely.
How dare you?
All right. This guy is going to shoot its tongue out at Ulrich. Are there any things I should be mindful of?
No. I mean, I got a horse if it wants to attack the horse.
Okay. 18 hits.
18 does hit, yeah.
Okay. It sticks the grapple on with its tongue, dealing 18 damage.
Okay.
And since you are medium or smaller, you are grappled and pulled 30 feet toward it and restrained.
Okay, I will also be prone because I'm pulled off the horse.
Correct. Yes. Since you're falling off the horse as you're being drugged, I'm gonna say that you're not injured by it. That's part of the damage of the grapple. But it definitely doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
So grappled, restrained, and prone.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're pulled.
Horse is still alive.
Yes. In fact, we should probably put a horse out here, right?
Yep.
Horse is large, correct?
Yep.
What color is the horse?
It is red with red dappled fiendish looking horse because I sold my soul.
We'll do it's black and white, but
That's okay.
all right. And you were, I think,
it was
here,
like here-ish, or sorry, one back.
here.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Question. If you are pulled through somebody's attack zone, no attack of opportunity, right?
Correct.
Yeah. That's 3.5 for you.
Yes, that works in 3.5, but not in 5e. And frankly, that's probably the better rule.
For the better. I figured that.
Yeah. It's not like people abused it or anything in 3.5. Not to knock 3.5 as an addition. I do like it, but come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
it got silly.
20 years later, the people that are playing 3.5 are doing it because abusing the rules is fun.
Yes, I know. No, I know. But they're also the same people who would, I mean, not you, obviously.
I'm one of those people.
No. But you wouldn't. I'm not painting you in this picture. I will also say a lot of them are the same people who will say it's so hard to die in 5e and things like that. It's like, yeah, but you're abusing the fuck out of rules in 3.5.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have my own thoughts on 5e's math, but we don't have enough time and we're in the middle of a combat.
Sure. So that being said, it has reeled you toward it, tried to slash at you with its claw, and missed. So just like the other one.
And I do maintain my concentration for what that's worth.
Awesome. Okay. I still have move for both.
Mm-hmm.
Since I can grapple you even at 30 feet. I'm going to. It reeled you in, but it also backed up while it did so. So it just put you at its partner's length, but then
Okay.
moved away so that it's out of your reach.
Yeah.
The other one leaves Belzian behind to go after Yarvik next turn.
Where are you going there?
Belzian, would you like to make an attack of opportunity as it leaves your square?
Aye.
That's a hit.
Bonk. Punch it in the butt.
Sounds good. All right. Belzian, it is your turn.
Yeah, through the rings. How's it going over there, Ulrich? We can no longer see Ulrich behind the
Just doing great over here, you know.
Looks like you're having
really
fun.
feeling the love. Oh yeah.
Aw. He's just too far away.
I had a dream like this, but it was different.
And Belzian will leave you on red. I will walk towards the thing and throw some darts at it.
There's the quote of the.
Does a 15 or 16 hit?
The 16 does.
Oh, cool. However, for the purposes of overcoming any resistances, this is just straight piercing damage.
Okay.
And that's all Belzian has for now.
That's all he wrote. Got it. All right. We are down to Biggie Smalls up here at the top. He's going to fully attack the restrained Ulrich. Yeah. 2 tentacle attacks.
Definitely gets advantage against me, prone and restrained.
Yep. Okay. And your ACE right now is
18.
okay. First one hits.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is only 17, so misses.
Okay.
The first one hit for a total of 18 damage.
Okay.
As the tentacles crash down on you. As a bone,
Save.
how'd you do?
Yep, still have my con.
Okay.
Or like concentration, rather.
As a bonus action, it screams at you again. Make a DC 13.
Okay. DC what now?
13. Wisdom.
Wisdom, right. Yep, we're going to make that.
All right, sounds great. All right, top of the round. Flyboy is going to go down and attack Zippo once again. He'll just fly over and attack you.
Okay. I will shield the first attack that hits.
Okay,
The Macy's 23.
and that's a
It's a reaction.
reaction. Okay. First one is a 22, so that misses. Second one is a it's still shield both times, right?
Yeah, it's up till my next turn. The start of my next turn.
Sorry, I heard something. That was that background noise from somebody.
Oh yeah, it's mine. My
Okay.
brother's in the same room.
Got it. So you take 14 damage as the claws slash into you, and you take 9 necrotic from that. So 14 total.
Okie dokie.
All right. It's going to stay right next to you this time, feeling a little bit more confident.
Okie dokie.
Roger.
Alrighty. Is the one that's attacking Zippo actually next to him right now?
Yeah. I'm trying to run my
Alright.
fade.
I do want to try and get rid of the one that's... Actually, I'm going to deal with the one next to Yarvik, hopefully.
Okay.
Because that one's taken like 3 or 4 hits.
That's valid. Don't worry, I
So-
got this guy.
Well, and if I get him off of Yarvik's back, then Yarvik can sink all of his attacks into the thing attacking you. So we'll fly over here just to get decent line of sight. And fire a shot off at the guy next to Yarvik. That will hit a 16.
16 misses.
Misses.
Oh, no. Hit. Sorry, I was on the wrong one. You're right.
Okay. I was like, I thought Belsian hit that one with the 16. I was feeling really good about that. Big pile of dice. 27 total damage.
Okay.
And if it's still up after that, then it's still up after that. That was my turn.
It's still up as the acid splashes off.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just not rolling the
Yeah,
acid
no, I
damage.
know. It's an acid marked longbow, so I'm just describing what happens. Yeah.
Yep. Well, yep, that's all I can realistically do from up here.
Okay. Ulrich.
All right. Ulrich has a movement speed of 0, which means that he is prone,
Yes.
and he can't do shit about that. What he can do is have make sure I have the abilities for this. No, I don't. I forgot, because Channel Divinity is stupid, and you only get like a few of those. One big thing I would change. So, forgetting that I couldn't do that, Ulrich is... Oh, that changes everything. Hate to do that. Ulrich's going to use the command spell, first level spell slot. Quick question: did we rest since the last time we played, where Ulrich investigated what ended up to be his fault for murdering people, zombies?
I think this is the next day.
Okay, great. That was good to know. In which case, yes, he'll cast command. He's going to speak a one-word command to the creature that has him tied up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very simple. Drop. The target drops whatever it is holding and ends its turn. So that is what its next turn would be, provided that it fails this Wisdom save, DC 17.
I fail.
Great. So its next turn will be spent specifically dropping me and then ending its turn.
Okay.
That's its turn. And then as a bonus action, we'll swing at Biggie Smalls for a 25, and that will be a total of 11 force damage before resistances.
Okay.
Ending my turn.
Cool.
I don't really know what we want to do about the horse. If you want it, it is intelligent enough that it could just act on its own. And Ulrich has a telepathic link to it, but I am fine with it not doing anything as well.
Up to you. I'm fine with it doing things. I gave you control of it.
Okay. It will run back a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then it charges so it kind of like does like a little looped circle before charging at the big guy. And it's going to make a hoof attack with the +6 to hit. It's going to miss with a 9. But it tried.
Yep. It did indeed. Yarvik.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's see.
There's a reason that the arrows have said, "Hey, let the archer shoot me too."
He doesn't even have the arrows written on his sheet.
They are in the notes section, I think. But
exciting.
Anyway.
Unfortunately, I can't read that part from here, or don't know how to find it.
Yeah, that's fine. We're doing it live.
So,
You're good. Plus, if you're shooting, there's a guy right next to you. So.
Yeah, I mean, either I eat the opportunity attack for walking away, with Yarvik at full HP, or I roll at disadvantage twice. Or does the spell Zephyr Strike change? It does. Okay, awesome. Yeah, he's going to use his bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike from a first level slot.
Yep.
Hopefully that worked correctly on the sheet. I don't think I have the permissions to do anything with it.
Hit 1 force damage at him.
Oh, I have to actually hit with the attack though.
Oh, I see. Yep. No attack
unless that rolled, yeah. But until the spell ends, my movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Once before the spell ends, I can give myself advantage on a weapon attack roll. Yep. And the spell lasts up to a minute with concentration. And I get plus 30 foot movement speed. So lots of stuff. I don't know how much of that plus 30 feet I'm going to be taking advantage of, but can we move Yarvik? Let's say to here. Kind of down 3 and right 2 from Belzian.
Let me give you control. Roger. There you go.
All right, sweet. We're gonna move him here. And he's got an arrow that does bonus damage, right? Bonus force damage.
Yes.
How much bonus force damage is that?
I can check real quick. I think it's 1d8.
And I will be doing this attack with the advantage from Zephyr Strike and Sharpshooter.
Okay, Yarvik.
Oh, hey, the advantage got us a crit. Not sure how to interpret the bow crit times 3. Okay, yes. So that would be an extra d8 of force damage from the special arrow. So plus the 10 from sharpshooter. So 10 and 10 is 20, and 5 is 25, and 4 is 29 damage to this guy.
Okay, let's see here. So, let's break this all down damage type wise. If you could for me.
All right. So rolling with advantage from Zephyr Strike. I'm using the one time I can give myself advantage on an attack roll.
Yep.
That gives us a critical hit.
Okay.
So base damage 10. Then the extra dice from the crit give us 5 more.
Okay.
We were. I said beforehand we were doing sharpshooter, so another plus 10 damage. Takes us to 25, and then 1 from Zephyr Strike is 26, and 4 from the special arrow is 30.
Okay. Perfect. All right, thank you. It's still up.
Jesus Christ. And the attacks that we're doing, are they having a visible effect on it?
They are. It seems to be cracking at the armor.
All right.
Mostly.
I will shoot it again.
Okay.
This time without advantage, but still with sharpshooter. So that'll be a 19 to hit.
Hit.
Hit, so 21 points of damage.
It's so you crack the armor, and it shatters, and the demon completely shatters as if it was glass. Like it seems like its whole body was made out of this armor, and it kind of, once it shatters, it kind of sucks into itself, and the tongue kind of lashes the rest of it apart, and then kind of melts away, just like the acid.
Your mic's cutting out really badly.
Oh, am I cutting out for anybody else?
Yeah. That sentence for sure cut out a lot.
Okay. Well, it's funny because I was talking about the demon cracking apart, so it makes sense.
Yarvik killed it so hard that it broke your mic.
Well, apparently Twitch side it was fine, so that's great. Thank you, Dessert. So
Awesome.
Yeah, it basically implodes in like as the armor shatters and breaks apart, like it was made out of glass, and the tongue kind of lashes about, furthering the effect until it kind of melts away like the acid from before. It is gone.
Awesome.
Completely. There is no evidence of it having been there except for a dark mark on the ground.
You cut out again.
There is no evidence of it having been there except for a dark mark on the ground.
Except
A dark mark
except
on the ground.
Okay.
Chat. Demon cracks apart, and so does Wombat's voice in Discord.
Gotta love Discord.
Yeah, the demons have broken Discord. That is all of Yarvik's actions. So we got rid of one of them. Now let's save Zippo. Or maybe Ulrich?
All right. So speaking of that, it's Zippo's turn. Zippo, what you doing?
Okay. So first thing, I need a dex save from it, DC 17.
Okay. All right. Dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
What are you casting?
Disintegrate.
Okay, nice. All right. Come on. Let's just do it this way. Okay, what's the DC? 17?
17, yep.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, so it's taking half.
Which is half of
39 if
79?
we round them down, I think.
Rounding down, yeah. 30.
Yeah, 39.
38 wouldn't it be? Because it's 79?
Oh, when I divided it by 2, it made it 39.5.
Okay. 39
So.
is. Yep. Okay.
And then I am going to quicken a cantrip. Let me mark my sorcery points off real fast so I'm making sure I can keep track of those. Okay, and now I want to check one more thing. Okay, so that one won't activate now, but I will quicken my cantrip for Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
23 to hit.
23 hits.
14 lightning damage.
All right. It tanks it. It doesn't seem to have any effect.
Okay, that's what I assumed, but I had to make sure.
Its two horns kind of pull the lightning into it, and it kind of licks its lips, and it looks like it heals slightly. You said 14 lightning? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, and since I did cast a spell of higher than first level, I can use my 10-foot flyaway, which doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, to go here, and then I can use my movement. Go there, and then I'm going to command the bear to try to take him on.
Okay. So you're attacking with the bear?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and attack.
Okay.
You'll need the... I think you got 10-foot reach with the bear, right?
It has a 5-foot reach.
Okay, so you'll need to close.
Okay.
Thank you for turning him. I was trying to do that.
Let's see here. The bear got a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
For 8 damage.
Okay. Physical
And
damage, right?
Yeah, the second attack misses.
Perfect. All right. Anything else?
That is it.
All right. Top one drops Ulrich. Letting go of hit him via his mouth. Let me just make sure there's nothing as a part of that. Okay, nope. No penalties for being ungrappled by that spiky tongue.
All right.
And it ends its turn.
Yes, sir.
Belzian.
You fellows okay? You gonna turn this guy into a pincushion? Because I'm go help Ulrich. I'll have to use my bonus action to do Step of the Wind so I can get to Biggie Smalls over here. But I will use my action for slapping. Does an 18 or an 11 hit?
18 hits.
Oh boy. Oh boy, 15.
Okay.
And I have no more movement, actions, or bonus actions. So I will end it there.
Sounds good. It kind of turns and looks at you.
Both heads?
Well, one of them. The other one's still got its eyes on the on Ulrich being on the ground. Being that it's a new target and it hasn't succeeded at getting Ulrich with its scream, the head that's turned to you screams at you with a discordant sound. Make a DC 13 Wisdom, please.
Sorry, which throw?
DC 13 Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Okay.
10. Ooh, can I use the guild's luck to re-roll that?
You can.
Oh boy. $13.
DC 13 is the save, so you make it.
Yay! What luck?
All right. Very nice. So it's going to attack each of you with one of its tentacles each. So Ulrich, I critted.
Yeah, that hits.
So yeah, that's a 29 total.
29 damage.
No. That was the 29 to hit. Yeah, I was just.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So sheesh. That was a nice roll. 44 damage.
Ooh, it's not impossible for me to maintain my concentration.
It balls up its like tentacles and like slams through you, gouging flesh out of you.
Love it. I only have a 45% chance for this to succeed, so let's see. Yeah, that'll do it. Maintain my
Jesus.
concentration.
So how does that work exactly? I'm just trying to like so. If 44 is the damage, what do you have to beat?
10 or half the damage, whichever is higher.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's see what the other tentacle does against Belzian. 24, I assume, hits, correct?
That will hit, yes.
Okay, just a 19 for you.
Ow.
Yeah, that's gonna be its turn. All right, let's go down to Mr. Flyzy. Amos, he's flying at you. What's your AC? You're muted still.
Rip. My AC is 17.
Okay. Uh, 23.
23 will hit. Unless that was the damage number.
Nope, 23 to hit the first time. Okay, so 26 is the second attack. I think. Let's see here. Yes. So the 23 does 16 damage to you, 7 slashing, 9 necrotic. And then the second attack is 8 slashing, 4 necrotic for another 12.
I am going to use my reaction to uncanny dodge the first attack and take half damage.
Okay.
So that'll be a total of 20, I think, after having the first attack's damage. 16 over 2 is 8. 8 and 12 is 20.
So the first attack was 16, so 8 plus 12. Yes, correct.
Alrighty. Ouch. Although Ulrich is taking a beating.
Yep.
Zippo, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I've only been hit once.
Yeah, Ulrich's also your healer, so
Yeah,
right.
because it is about to be Roger's turn. I think he goes after the flying thing.
Correct.
So I can absolutely
Let's see.
I can absolutely take some shots at the big guy next to Belzian and the horse.
What turn is this? This is, I think, the 4th or 5th round. Let's see.
I've taken
3.
3 turns, so I think this is round 4.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I thought so. Roger, it is your turn.
Yep. I am going to bonus action disengage.
Okay.
Thanks, cunning action. And we're going to fly over this way and down. I think we're going to try and get a little closer to the ground. So that's 5 squares, and then I can go 7 squares down, which puts me 25 feet up.
Okay.
And I will shoot the big guy.
Biggie Smalls or flying?
The one that's threatening our healer.
Okay. Yeah.
The big 2-headed thing with the tentacles.
Yes.
The other guy seems to be hitting pretty well, but he doesn't hit that hard, whereas this guy hits significantly harder from what I can tell. And we rolled a hit. Does a 25 hit?
25 hits.
Big pile of dice. I rolled them. What are you doing? Okay, there we go. And should I roll the acid damage for this guy or no?
I guess you'll have to find out.
I mean, all right, 44 of magical piercing damage and 3 of acid.
Okay. All of it seems to affect him.
Awesome. I got him back for you, Ulrich.
Gosh, thank you. We'll make it through this, I think.
And that will be Roger's turn.
Okay. Very interesting. All right. Next up is Ulrich.
All right. What the fuck just happened?
You, for some reason, took a wisdom save.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. I didn't click anything on my computer. Like my hand was not on the mouse.
Yeah, it looks like a weird wisdom save, too.
Yeah. Okay, well, right. I need to remove my conditions. Forgot to do that, so do that real quick. Ulrich is standing up using half his movement speed, so he's still got 20 movement. And he is going to. God, I mean, I cast this spell. I've been maintaining concentration on it, and I'm gonna really risk something here.
Okay.
Because wisdom saves have not worked in my favor so far, but I really want this to work. I'm gonna cast the fear spell. It's a 30-foot cone, so I am going to be wise about this. We're going to do cone. Do 30 feet. Whoops. 25. Hmm. Oh, there's a way to do this in there. So I am going to just for the sake of kind of a mirroring thing. Oh no. I feel like 30-foot cone. I feel like that's if I moved 20 feet. So I'm just gonna kind of see what this would look like. I think. All right.
Are you trying to catch both in the cone?
Yeah, I mean,
Like here?
yeah, I think that might work. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. That would do it.
Are cones always 45-degree angles?
Oh God. I don't really have a good answer for that.
Um,
I don't know why they would be other angle degrees.
Yeah, because you see what I mean, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. I mean, the the point being that like I've got 20 feet of movement, and I'm pretty sure that I can get a position which hits them but doesn't. So like this, for example, is 20 feet away from where I'm standing, and they're both solidly in it, while my horse is less than halfway in it.
Right.
So, and I can do that where, yeah, even less. So I'll do that. Ulrich moves over here, does this cone. It's going to be the fear spell. Phantasmal image the creature's worst fears. I need them to make a whiz save.
All right, they're gonna try not to pee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Biggie and the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay, wisdom. What's the save?
DC 17.
Okay, Biggie fails.
Okay. Well, that's good then. So because he failed, he's now frightened. He has to take the dash action and move away from me by the safest available route in each of his turns, unless there is nowhere to move. If it ends its turn somewhere where it can't see me, then it can make a Wisdom save, but it can't otherwise. I'm now concentrating on this spell, but the important thing here is because I am a particular type of paladin. Damn it. That is so much shorter than I thought it was. And I moved 1, 2, 3. Fuck. Okay, well, this is not going to pan out quite the way I wanted it to. Because that's an action. Alright, I'll be chasing this guy down so that he won't be able to move or take an action, I think. Because if it's within 10 feet of me, it can't take an action. If it's frightened, it takes damage. Or it can't move, rather. And it takes 6 damage.
And it can't move because of your
My aura, but I'd have to be within 10 feet of it. I don't think... I'm just curious. I don't want to waste a ton of time on this. Yeah. Close. Yeah. I'll have just done what I did, and I'll chase him down. But his action in the next turn, if he can get out of sight of me, then he can potentially make the save. Otherwise, he's just got to dash away from me. And his bonus action, I'll get his ass with my...
The problem with many-headed creatures, and the problem with many-headed creatures is line of sight's a little harder, right?
Yeah. 28 to hit him, dealing an additional 11 force damage before any kind of special stuff.
And you were maintaining a spell that you dropped, right? Was that the spiritual weapon?
Nope, spiritual weapons, non-concentration. The spell that I dropped was pointless in the end. And Steed Rogers is going to attack for 21 to hit with his hooves. Which would be 2d6 plus 4. 12 hoof damage, bludgeoning damage before any kind of resistances.
Okay. Cool. Excellent work. All right. Who's next? Yarvik.
Alrighty. Yarvik still has that bonus movement speed from Zephyr Strike. So we're going to take advantage of that and move more. Well, I do need to... we got plenty. Yeah, we can... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here to get line of sight on the big guy. And we'll take a shot with our force arrow. And folks, do we have a beat on the big guy's armor class? I haven't been paying a ton of attention to that one yet.
I want to say that I've hit it with an 18-ish.
28 definitely hits it.
I'm willing to
Yeah.
take the gamble and use sharpshooter.
Yeah, I think it's a
Sure,
worthwhile
sure.
gamble, personally.
First attack.
We're shooting at
Oh,
Biggie
hey.
here.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
So 19 to hit.
Okay, that's a hit.
All right, and then we'll get plus 10 damage and also force from the special arrow. So total of 12 plus 10 plus 2 is 24.
Okay.
And second attack, also with sharpshooter, because this one hit, but no special arrow. But that's a bigger number, so I assume that this also hits.
It do.
15 plus 10 is 25.
Okie doke. He's still up.
Does Yarvik have any bonus action healing spells? No, he's got cure wounds, not healing word. All right. Then I don't think there's any more useful things for him to do. That'll be his turn.
Zippo.
Okay. Okay, Zippo's got big brain plays in the brain right now, okay? Trust, just trust. It says it was going to move up 30 feet. That's his movement.
Okay.
Wait, double check something. It's actually going to be that square.
If you need a line or something to go underneath, remember that Roger is 25 feet in the air.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, big thoughts here, right? So, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna need flying guy to give me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. You doing a psychic?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh. Sorry, that was something internal there. All right. He does not succeed.
Okay, he's incapacitated, so he can't take any actions or reactions.
Okay.
He takes 25 psychic damage.
Does that knock you out of the air?
I have no idea.
I can still move, I just can't act.
That sounds reasonable.
Because we've done that before where I've slunk away, but I couldn't attack with them. So, yeah.
I was gonna say I looked it up, but yeah, we'll work with that.
Is that correct?
Google is not a trustee. According to Google, including in most gaming contexts, including Dungeons and Dragons, being incapacitated generally means you're unable to take any actions, including staying in the air. So you would fall to the ground if you were airborne when the condition is applied. But that's also like the only one I see with that. The rest of them don't give me an answer, so we can go with whatever you want.
Yeah. So incapacitated.
I don't know how
can't take
trusty you would consider
actions.
Google. So
Actions are attacks, spell, dash, disengage, dodge, help, hide, ready, search, use an object, making an attack, or having my window closed out as Amelia lays down on my
Yeah, I would
keyboard.
assume if the condition doesn't explicitly
it
knock you
doesn't
out
say
of the air,
move.
then
yeah, that's what I was gonna assume.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Google's not very trustworthy.
I knocked prone and zero speed. Like if it deprives movements, that's the thing
That's the
that
thing,
knocks
okay.
out of the air.
Yeah. Correct.
Incapacitated, which is interestingly, again, just a side note. Obviously, 5.24 is slightly different, but I really like that 5.24 actually has a number of cases where it very clearly specifies
What
that you
that
can still
means.
move while incapacitated.
Yeah.
And then I will. Oh well, that misses. 12 misses, I assume, right?
Correct.
On flying guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I quickened firebolt just to get some more extra damage, but I missed. So that's Zippo's turn.
Okay.
He's going to command the bear to just stay.
All right. This guy runs over under Roger and makes a tongue attack at you.
My armor class is 17.
I got a 20.
That is higher than 17.
All right. So the tongue lashes up, grapples you, and pulls you down, dealing 7 piercing and 7 acid.
And 7 what?
Acid.
So I have resistance to acid damage.
Okay.
So
So
that would be 3
3
acid.
Yes.
And let me see where that lands me here. Do I want
10.
to Yeah, I'll uncanny dodge and have that again.
Okay.
To 5.
Well, so it's 7 piercing, 3 acid. So yeah, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uncanny dodge doesn't specify anything about which type of damage it was or splitting it up by source.
Right. Okay. It's so you can uncanny dodge even when grappled.
You cut out the important part of the sentence.
So you can uncanny dodge even when grappled and restrained.
The only restriction on this is that I must be able to see the attacker.
Okay.
And it uses my reaction.
Figured I'd ask.
So yeah, I would assume.
I'm gonna get rid of your height.
Of 25. Yep, I'm on the ground.
And then he's going to bite you.
He can try.
Sorry, he's going to claw you, not bite you. Sorry. What's your AC?
Still 17.
Okay. 19 damage, 5 slashing, 14 force.
Force damage. Ouch. Well, I might be in need of some healing soon. Wish I'd saved the uncanny dodge for that attack.
That's its turn. Belzian.
Belzian is here. Belzian is gonna sashay slightly to the side to punch this thing in its butt. The liquor.
Okay.
That's the unofficial name.
Liquor.
We want to focus down the big guy.
Do we? I can probably hit both. I still sashay to the side.
For what it's worth, big guy has to run away from me. He can't do anything else.
He's incapacitated and.
And Roger, just know that you're grappled, restrained, and prone right now.
I'm gonna have to look up what those things do in 5th edition.
Sure.
But
fine, Roger, we won't save you. No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch the liquor regardless. Looks like a freaking flurry. I think at least one of those hit.
Let's see. Which one are you attacking?
The liquor that is holding Roger.
Okay. Liquor, I think we've confirmed, has a 16, so only one. Yeah, the first one. So roll that damage.
Just reading something real quick here.
Sure.
No, none of those will help. Okay, damage it is. 10.
You got it.
Bonk. And that's Belzian's turn because I used the bonus action for the flurry.
See. All right, next up, we've got. All right, so Fearsy Magoo. So what I am within sight of you, or you are within my line of sight. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, so while frightened by the spell, a creature must take the dash action and move away from you by the safest available route on each of its turns unless there is nowhere to move. The creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight of you. The creature can make a wisdom save to end the effect.
Okay, so dash is double move, correct?
Correct. That's its action.
It
Attack of opportunity time.
yeah
Sure
for
is.
Belzian and for the
And the
horse.
horse.
And horse.
I'm gonna do. I may not be able to do force damage, but I can do horse damage.
Can we name the horse Little Belzy? Just out of curiosity.
Yes. It's Big Belsy.
Big
That's a
Belzy.
hit. No, that's not a hit. Sorry. Oh no, that's a hit. That's a hit. Yeah,
What? 14? Okay.
Oh fuck! 14 hits it.
14 hits it.
Jesus.
Big things have small armor class.
Oh, I know. I know the
Sometimes.
Bane, you miss.
sometimes, yeah. So didn't expect 14 to get down there.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean that's its action. I guess it has a bonus action potentially.
So I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Battlefield suddenly grew in size.
It didn't.
Woof.
It
What's its movement
dashed
speed?
50. So it's technically off the board.
Oh damn! It has a movement speed of 50.
Yup.
Bye.
I mean, you got rid of it.
Ulrich, what did you tell it?
Actually, hold on. It's 40.
Said something unsavory about his mother.
So yeah, it's in the right spot right where it is.
Jesus.
I mean, frankly, a 40-foot movement speed doesn't even get all that far away from this party.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps far enough away from me. That's my only problem.
Okay. It is still within line of sight of you. I mean, it's not looking your direction, but you can still see it. So
Yeah, I don't know how to interpret that.
like can it cover its eyes and be good? Like
That's an interesting question. Because
I think I have to go around a corner or like behind cover or like do a different.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think if you compare it to, for example, the Medusa monster stab block, that clearly talks about like closing eyes and things like that.
right. Well, its intelligence. I'm gonna put it this way.
Brunhild compares favorably.
Smart girl.
If it's not looking at you because it's running away from you. See, it's tough, right? Because like if I have a creature that's not looking like line of sight, I think it has to be like unobstructed sight. It has to be.
Yes, 5th edition does not have facing.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter that he's running away and not looking at you. He still has line of sight if he looked. So he can feel your gaze and continues to run.
That said, if we want to do custom line of sight rolls, I, as the rogue, would be happy to know where everyone is facing at all times.
For sure. All right.
Belzian shifts his weight to his left foot. Yeah.
So that being said, we're gonna move here, and I'm still 60 feet in the air, but I can't do anything else. Yeah, right there. Actually, I can kind of hover over Roger.
You can. I'm not going to be here for very long on my turn anyway.
Okay, well, I'll just keep it here. That's fine. Just for lack of easily, so we're not confusing ourselves. All right, that's all I can do. I'm gonna pass it off to Raj.
I didn't hear what I assume is a to Roger there, but so I am on the ground. I am prone. I am grappled.
Yeah.
And I am restrained. I'm looking at the conditions. None of these say anything about preventing you from using spells.
Correct.
And Misty Step does not have somatic components. I can still speak. So I'm going to Misty Step away.
Okay.
I teleport up to 30 feet away to an unoccupied space that I can see.
And since you are winged right now, does that mean
I was going to ask? Probably not straight up.
Okay.
Gotta be honest. Don't really want to get that much closer to this thing over here. I do probably need to be more than 30 feet in the air to avoid the tongue guy. But I might teleport just 30 feet this way on and 5 feet in the air so that I'm flying and not prone, and then move my 60-foot movement straight up.
Okay.
So I'll be here, but 60 feet up.
Okay.
Love
it. Love it.
Get me the fuck out of there. Flying close to the ground was a bad idea. I took almost 30 damage from flying close to the ground. I'll never do that again. And I guess we're beating up the small guy. I think he has taken more hits than the big one. That might not even be true. Zippo's hit the big one a couple
times. Let me
ask
you this. Is Misty Step a... Oh.
It is a bonus action.
No, hang on. Is Misty Step a form of teleportation?
It is? Yeah. Does something happen when I attempt to teleport?
Yes, it fails. Completely.
What?
Yep. You're still there.
Is there? Oh no!
Dimensional lock, baby.
My hands are on the sides of my
head. So that spell is wasted, by the way.
Yeah.
Just as a heads up.
That tracks.
I was like, wait a minute. There's something tickling the back of my head. Aha. So.
Well, folks, I'm going to die if you don't get this thing off of me.
I gotcha.
You're fine.
I do not have Ulrich's armor class or beef. I mean, I could negate the you can't cast 2-leveled spells. Never mind. Would love to drop an invisibility right now and negate its advantage against me. I already have disadvantage on attack rolls, but that means no sneak attack. I'm not going to be doing any meaningful damage even if I do attack this thing.
Can you break the grapple as an action, or is that a?
I have no idea.
If it's a regular grapple, you should be able
You
to
should
make
be
an
able to,
opposed
yeah.
strength or dex. Unless it's a weird special creature
I
grapple.
mean, he is restrained.
I'll just say
so
I didn't roll anything to enter the grapple, so that just occurred to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if there is something I can roll to get out of the grapple, I would like to.
Okay, so to escape a grapple, essentially what you're doing is you're doing
considered a regular grapple.
you're doing a athletics acrobatics against the athletics of the grappler.
Oh, awesome! I do actually have proficiency with acrobatics,
Yes.
so I am rolling this at. Do I have disadvantage because restrained? Question mark. No, that's only on dexterity saving throws. Okay, so just regular acrobatics then. And is this my action?
This would be your
Or is
action,
this my
yes.
move? Well, that's cursed. I won't even be able to get away. What's the point?
I mean, you'll at least be out of the grapple, even though you'll start prone.
This doesn't change anything. Me exiting the grapple doesn't make it doesn't change anything.
I believe grapple gives the opponent advantage against you.
He already has it because I'm prone.
Right, but no. Actually, but you still have your movement. Just because
You'll
do
have
the
your
action,
movement
you
once you
still have
break
your
the grapple.
movement. So you just use half your movement to stand up, and then
Unless breaking the grapple also gets me out of the restrained condition,
It does,
that
yeah.
doesn't change anything.
drops
well, yes,
restraint.
of course,
Yeah.
it does.
Why
What
would
will
you
be
have
restraining you?
Why would you have two conditions that do the same thing?
It doesn't. They don't do the same thing. They're two slightly different things.
Why apply both of them?
because most grapples only apply the grapple effect. Like the common grapple does that. But some things have an ability that goes beyond. Like there is a difference between me holding you by the shirt and a fucking python wrapping itself around
Right.
you.
I mean, if I eat an attack of opportunity, I'm just gonna get grappled again. And my bonus action is gone.
But
so
then
I
you'll
can't
use up the attack of
disengage to
opportunity
get out
of it
there.
if somebody else, you know.
Well, we weren't gonna provoke one. It is of questionable value. Regardless, I'll spend my action trying to get out of it because I don't have any other options. But
24.
I may as well take the action I am capable of taking. How many potions do
I critically fail, so basically, yeah, you kind of just you hit a specific spot in my tongue to get it out, and it kind of just loosely unravels off of you as you kind of shove it off. Just for a second, it kind of just sucks it back in right afterward. But yeah, you get out of the grapple fairly easily.
All right. Well, I get my movement speed back. I will spend however much of it is required to stand up. Half, I think.
Yes.
And I mean, I could move away. For questionable value, since it has a 25 plus foot reach, I might as well just not provoke the attack.
Well, you could move.
Yeah, I can't get away
somebody
from
else.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Do I need to stand up from prone to fly away?
It's a good question.
I mean, I think it's still like the idea of getting up, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you'd still have to get up from prone in some capacity to take off.
All right. I'm going to make the executive decision that this thing has had zero issue hitting me in the past, and getting hit results in being grappled, restrained, and prone.
Mhm.
So provoking an attack of opportunity and giving it an extra attack on my turn is bad, and I will not move.
Okay. Fair enough. Daggers it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm holding the bow. The
Yeah.
bow is what's giving me the acid resistance. So
That's fair. All right. That's
also
it
I'm
for
out of
Roger.
actions. Yeah, I
Ulrich?
can do nothing else.
All right. Ulrich will walk over here.
So I actually just noticed it's past 11.
Yes.
Not here, suckers.
So Shade, I'm good to keep going. I don't know about you though.
I don't know. I can at least wrap this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. He'll dump 30 hit points into Roger
Okay.
with lay on hands.
Thank you.
And then as a bonus action, do this thing.
Well, you should probably heal yourself some also.
Yeah, I don't have a bonus action for that.
Yeah.
But that thing is 60 feet above us.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's just gonna have the spiritual weapon move 1, 2, 3. Here and make an attack against the Licklick for 15 to hit.
For which one?
Tongue.
Tongue. That's a mess.
Yep. All right. Horse. Oh, horse. Oh, you know what? Sorry. Actually, how much movement did I use? I used like 30 to get there, or something like that. Yeah. What is it for mounting? It's half my speed, so can't do that. All right. Horse will circle around and do a hoof attack.
Okay. Kick it. Kick it.
21 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. And that will be. Actually, could it have done this? Can I just see if mathematically something could have happened?
Yeah.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. Okay. Well, we need. Yeah. No. This really wouldn't work. So we'll just do the basic hoof damage. 2c6 plus 4. Uh, 15 horse damage.
Okay. Cool.
Ending turn.
All right. Yarvik. That's Roger. You're muted if you said something.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I guess we're piling on the dude on the ground.
Okay.
take our first shot with the force arrow and sharpshooter. That hits an 18.
That's a hit.
For 10 plus sharpshooter damage 20 and 2 force damage, total of 22 on the first attack.
Okay.
Second attack, same deal, but not the force arrow. What are the other 2 arrows he has?
Thunder and I forgot the other one. I can check.
I'll try the thunder damage. Well, not a ton of things have resistance to that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing his stuff in his inventory either, so he must have it from the sheet I gave him.
Yeah.
Or notes he's written down.
This one also with sharpshooter, of course. 21 to hit.
Hit.
And is it the same D8 for the thunder damage?
No, that's a 6.
D6 thunder. So this would be 21 and 2, 23 total damage, 2 of which is thunder.
23, you said?
Yep.
Okay. He's still up.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
These guys are tanky. All right.
Yeah, and that'll be Yarvik's turn.
Zippo.
Yeah. So Zippo is going to Psychic Lance the flying guy.
Okay.
And I hope that he fails.
He succeeds.
So half of 36 would be 18.
Yes.
Okay. Running low on sorcery points, but I will spend 2 more to firebolt him.
Okay.
16. Does it hit the flying guy?
16 does not hit.
That's all Zippo can do.
Okay. It's this guy's turn. Okay, 2 questions. Does the horse block line of sight to you because it's large?
No.
For this guy to Ulrich?
So the way that you could how do I put this? I have 3/4 coverage right now.
Yeah.
Because there are 2 other things. That means that I can be seen and particularly hit. It's just harder because there's shit in front of me.
Right. If there was one more thing in front of you, though, you'd have full cover?
I guess. Technically, that kind of works that way. Yeah.
Does it? Is that
I
how
mean,
5 cover?
Sort of.
Whoa.
Sort of.
Rain just suddenly hit. Go ahead. Sorry. Start over.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of that. I'm really, I'm really kind of being very obtuse about this because off recollection, that's all I recall.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I was under the impression 5e's cover was significantly less regimented than previous editions.
All right. Well, in any case, let's see. I'm gonna do a tongue attack at Yarvik.
Bring us all in.
Yep.
What's the distance here for my own notes? 30 feet.
30 feet.
Awesome. Yarvik's armor class is also 17, I believe.
Perfect. I hit. 22 damage as he's pulled in and grappled.
You're going to have to mark that on his sheet. I do not have the fruition to do that.
Oh, interesting. I got you.
Yep.
I did not know it was going to rain like this tonight. It's like pouring, like loud. All right, I'll mark that down. 22 damage. He's going to continue to bite at him. Here we go. Perfect. Or no, sorry, a claw attack from there. That's another hit for another 20 damage. Jesus. Very nice.
I mean, Yarvik, this is his first time taking damage this fight, so he'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just getting 42 out of somebody in one round is nice. All right. That being said, it is now Belzian.
Hello. How is the liquor looking? The other one kind of shattered after its armor fell apart. Is
Yeah.
this one in pristine condition, or is it
He's still
like
looking
used
okay.
bakeware? Okay, well, let's make him.
He's got some cracks
look
in his
not-
armor.
Make him not look okay anymore.
That's 3
Wow.
hits.
Belzian came to play. Yeah. 12 plus 14. 26.
Okay. All right.
You stand put, yeah.
Okay. This guy's moving off the map.
Bye.
All right. He moves off another 80 using full move. Okay. So it is the top of the round. I think this is a good place to call it. I will do one last thing though. I will do my move. So that way we're starting with Roger next round. Okay. And that way we're kind of clinching it with the that, make sense.
Yep.
All right. He flies down 30 feet and does a breath attack in a cone. He exhales a miasma of dark winds in a 30-foot cone. It's going to affect everybody in that grouping there, except for, his own buddy. So make DC.
Is his own buddy immune, or does he get to choose?
I guess you'll have to find out. So DC 14 for everybody, please.
What kind of save?
Charisma.
Charisma. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Did you all get Ulrich's Paladin aura?
How much does that add?
I think his charisma bonus is a 5.
It adds a 5. That's correct.
that
Apologies. Do I
for
also
all
need to make
rolls?
that, or is it just
Yeah,
Bane?
it's
It's all
Bane,
saves.
Horse, you, Roger, Yarvik, everybody except for Zippo.
Yep, everyone gets a +5. I'll clear it with a 34, and then Horse
15.
will do.
Let's say I actually rolled reasonably well on this despite my very small bonus.
All right, so everybody's good.
1 second. 20 for Horse.
Okay, cool. Then everybody is going to be taking 12 necrotic damage. Oh wait, sorry. No. 15.
Ouch.
Oof, just barely made that con save.
All right, so we'll leave off there. So EOH just moved. EOD still afraid of Ulrich and ran off map. C is going to be grappling, restraining, proning, Yarvik. All right, I think I've covered everything. The thing is saved, so I will just put this into the chat. Roger's turn. All right. So that should be it for tonight. Thanks for the patience. I guess it does kind of make sense since we started late that we went a little bit late, but Ulrich, I appreciate you sticking around, sticking it out. That being said, I don't think we're available next week. The week after that's Christmas Eve. So unless we're playing on New Year's Eve, then we aren't. Our next session will be the first Tuesday of the new year.
The 7th.
The 7th, yeah.
The 7th.
Let me know if you folks are available for the 31st if you feel like doing a New Year's Eve game. I probably don't have a problem with that, but I'm sure some people probably do. So, but if otherwise, we'll plan on the 7th.
I will probably be busy on the 31st.
Perfect. All right, 7th it is. Everybody good with the 7th?
All right. See you all on the 7th.
Ask
Yep.
me
See you
next
on the
year.
7th.
All right, everyone. See you next year. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see what happens next time. Bye-bye.